a U.S. citizen provides a path to American citizenship. Those who cross the border illegally are required to return to their countries of origin to complete the green card process. The Biden administration's new program, which recently began accepting applications aimed to help spouses who have been living in the U.S. for over 10 years stay in the U.S. while working to obtain legal status. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
Special counsel Jack Smith appealing a judge's ruling asking that judge to reinstate the classified documents case against former President Trump. Judge Aileen Cannon tossing the charges, claiming he was illegally appointed. Legal analysts say even if it is reinstated, the trial would likely not take place before Election Day. America's listening to Fox News.
It was an easy ride in.
Yeah,
the fog wasn't bad.
Yeah, school buses in the fog. That's always a treacherous thing. So you guys, again, kind of like it is when it's raining, but even more so right now, if you can see the vehicle in front of it, you're probably too close. And drivers, I don't care if the sun is up legally, you can't see out there. Turn your lights on. It's not for your benefit. It's for the other people's benefit.
That's right.
The people you're meeting.
And
the people
please,
following you.
And please not your high beams. I was blinded this morning by
a lot of people try to drive with high beams on fog. First of all, that just bounces right back on you. You know that, right?
Yes.
So always drive with your low beams in the fog. There are folks out there that don't understand that, but just take my word for it. Okay. I guess the thing that we talked about yesterday, something we broke on Friday on Facebook, is still making the rounds, and some other folks have been making inquiries now, including the Jacksonville Daily News.
Yes.
They got a story on it. They were working on it, dealing with a candidate, a citizen here in Onslow County who's filed for, is running, not just filed, she filed last December, running for a seat in the North Carolina House of Representatives.
Correct.
And that running in that seat, for that seat, there are 3 of them here in Onslow County. You have to live in the district
that you're running for.
Where you file and
That's
where
right.
you're running for. Yeah,
that's right.
And there's some dispute that I started last week. Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, well, you started it. You told me about it, so we started it.
Well, I got the information, started doing some checking, said,
Yeah.
took it to you, and you did further investigation, and we've done a lot of digging since then, found a lot and
here's
to bring up questions on it.
The candidate's Carmen Spicer. She's a real estate lady here in town. She has not been living at that home for some time, obviously, from the look at the house. Now, she claims to the Daily News that she has been. This is still her residence, and that she's waiting to get it remodeled. The house is in a kind of a state of disrepair, shall we say, right now, and apparently has been for some time.
I think she says she's going to have it demolished and rebuilt.
Yeah, well, that's about the only thing that could be done there.
Right. It's going to take some time on that.
The thing is, where was she living when she filed, and where has she been living since she filed? She claims that that's her residence. Power's been off for many months now. We know it's been off for many months.
Yes.
We can't tell you exactly how we know, but we know it's been off for at least 3 to 4 months.
That's right.
As of last Friday. The power meter is gone. It's been gone for some time.
Right.
There is a really nice looking, oversized looking mailbox in the front of the house, curbside, with that address on it. So we know that mail is likely being delivered there. The address is also the address for her real estate company, though that's not where her real estate company is located. Her real estate company is on Henderson Drive, according to ads that are online.
Correct.
And her mailing address is listed. It's with the real estate company is listed at on Carter Grove Avenue.
Carter Grove Circle
Court, whatever it is, over in Northwoods. But she's not living there either. That house was apparently hers at one time.
When she was married,
and it's
her
been
and her
sold,
husband lived there.
been taken over, and has been bought by another company and another gentleman. And he's renting that house out.
Yes.
We got that information too on Friday. He told us, or his dad told us. Though some of her mail still comes there.
Yes, he said that there has been times that they have received that residence
Mhm.
for her.
So
So
she is now living with a friend at another location in Northwoods that you've seen.
Dover Lane.
You've got pictures of that,
Yes.
of her vehicle there.
Yes, day and night.
So, and then when brought it to the Board of Elections, the Board of Elections director said, yeah, he had one person asking questions about it. And that other person, I'm not sure if they've done anything with it or not, but the intent apparently was to do some kind of a Facebook revelation or something. I don't know whether that occurred. Don't know. Don't care. It's not
Well,
our, not
I
our
will
issue.
say that in the Daily News article, she was quoted as telling them that she grew up on Kerr Street, and that's where she stayed with her mom until she passed away a few years ago. So, but we also know that she was living on Carter's Grove at one time.
Yes, she was living there. That was
Yes.
her address.
Right.
We also know that she hasn't lived there all of her life because there are addresses in Maryland, near Washington,
Yes.
D.C., where she claims she has lived too.
Yes.
So I don't really know what the full story is. I'm pretty sure we know what the truth is. But,
Yes.
anyway, it's all up, and we're still going to look at it now. The Board of Elections chairman here, or director here, really nice guy, Jason Dedman.
Well, he does a fantastic
He does a
job.
wonderful job.
Yes, he does. We're
Particularly putting up
we're
with some of the
very grateful to have
shenanigans that
him.
happen, whatever. He has to wait for an official complaint.
Right.
Now, here's what the law says, the elections laws, which I kind of take issue with. Nothing he can do about it, but I take issue with them. If you are going to make a challenge to somebody who's filed for an election
Right.
for office, you have to do that within 10 days of that person filing.
Right.
Otherwise, it becomes a challenge if that person is running and not living there. That becomes a challenge after the election. Okay, that to me is a problem. But also, why can you not take it? We know she voted in February this year. That's on the record. She voted early for the primary,
Right.
and she was using that as her address at that time. Was she living there at that time or not? I would say that there are serious doubts that she was
But
living there
okay,
at that time.
let me play devil's advocate.
Mhm.
Say my house that,
Mhm.
and I moved out of it and was living with my sister
Uh-huh.
somewhere else in another district or area, or maybe even in another county.
Mhm.
But I was living there temporarily until my house was fixed
Or in a motel.
or in a motel. So would that be fraud if I went and voted using that address?
I don't know. Depends upon what's occurred since you had to move out. Has there been any movement, any indication?
Well, let's say it's been a couple years that I've lived with my sister and my house has not been repaired.
Has there been any effort to get it repaired? I mean, is there any movement?
Let's just say there's not been any effort to have it fixed.
I would say that you, I don't know what the Board of Elections will say, but I would say that was a question.
But it's still my home,
Well,
even though I'm not living there.
yeah,
See,
it's a
so
house.
you can look at this whole thing two different ways.
Is it a house or is it a home?
It's my home.
Mhm.
Not that anything's happened. I'm still in my house.
Yeah.
For those
No,
that,
that's in your
right,
home, right?
right.
Okay, but if you're gone from there, I don't know. That's
What if
gonna be
what if I
something-
had been gone for say 5 years?
That's a problem.
Yes. So I think that I think everything is questionable.
Mhm.
But I also think that if she says I'm having the house renovated and I'm not living there right now, but I intend on going back,
Mhm.
who's to say that's wrong?
Well, I have a house in Wilmington. Maybe I intend to go back there.
Maybe you should go register in Wilmington and then you can vote two different places. Then you can vote twice.
I already do
Rayford.
that here.
You could vote twice.
I don't do that here, but always request a second ballot. They never give it to me. There's some issues there, and
Yes.
the Board
Well,
of Elections cannot really move forward too much. They take it under advisement until somebody like me files a complaint, an official
right.
complaint. You got to put it in
Right.
writing.
Exactly.
I was under the impression, I was told that somebody else had done that, but apparently
Right.
they have not done
Right.
that.
I think somebody else was looking into it at the same time that we were.
Mhm.
But you took it a couple of steps further, and then we kept digging and kept coming up with more information. So, and we
And
got
that,
it
that
out.
address is also the address for a so-called nonprofit
Yes.
charitable organization called Helping Velvet Hands of Jacksonville, which I don't
Oh,
find any paperwork on other than it's there. The State
I
Department's got it.
just got some interesting information from a person that I will say that is legit. I trust. No building permits on file for 59 Kerr Street. Last permits were in 2010. Interesting.
Okay.
So there you go. Yeah. So
Well.
no permits have been obtained to tear down the building
Uh-huh.
or to fix it. So
I
reliable source.
question after looking at the place. I also questioned at what point in time that the city, which according to the Daily News article is aware of the situation, right?
Well, I think that came from
She said this.
her
Miss-
interview.
Miss-
Yes. Yes.
Ms. Spicer said that the city of Jacksonville
Mm-hmm.
is aware of her situation. But I wonder if at what point in time is a place. You know what?
Well, she said she did not have an exact date for when the home will be ready to move back into. She said the city is aware of her situation.
But she also said that the damage was caused by a flood, right?
No, she says storm damage.
Storm damage.
Yes,
There was storm damage.
That was me that said flood. No,
Okay. So
but
it
going
had-
back and
had
checking.
storm damage.
Right.
When?
No date was given. Storm damage. So, now we did have flooding in that area, did we not? Back.
It's sort of a high area from the river. It's higher than the river.
Oh, is it?
Mhm.
But that area, didn't we have some damage from Floyd
I
in
don't
that area?
Floyd.
Of course. Yeah. We're talking way back.
Oh, that's in the 90s.
Or was it? No, Florence.
Florence was 2018.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I didn't see any of the homes there in
No,
similar
but I
condition.
didn't.
Similar right today. I don't see any other homes like that.
That's the last big storm we had. But a house that's that old, it could be a small storm to do damage. So, don't know.
We're waiting and not judging, but we're waiting.
Yeah.
Um,
I
but
have my opinions.
The question is
which I'm
whether
sure
she
you have
can-
yours.
The question is whether she can legally vote using that address in that district, and whether she could legally file and run for and seek office, a state office, living in a district where she is not
Yes.
currently residing.
This is the whole issue.
She's not there.
For the North Carolina House of Representatives in Onslow County, it's divided into 3 districts.
Yeah.
District 14, 15, 16.
Mhm.
Phil Shepard is currently the rep for District 15.
Correct.
Carson Smith, if anybody knows who he is,
Former sheriff of Pender
he's
County.
from Pender County. He's got a little notch of Onslow County. And that's District 16. And of course, 14 is the district that's been held by George Cleveland for many, 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 many years.
But won't be anymore.
But Wyatt Gable, that young
Mhm.
snapperoo, he come up and ended up winning the primary for that district. So he will be running on the Republican side. Ms. Spicer will be running on the Democratic side.
Question is, of course, is this young man is a student at East Carolina.
East Carolina. He's
Where-
got it
it-
finished this
but-
year.
But he's filed to run from Onslow County,
Yes.
his home of record.
Yes.
Okay. There's somebody who's making queries about that. as to
Be-
whether he could even do that.
because he doesn't. Well, this officially is his home of record.
Yes, it is.
And as a student,
Mhm.
and he's attending East Carolina, he's probably got an apartment or something there that he's living in.
Sure.
Is he exempt? Yes.
Yes, he is.
Yes.
I was
And-
going to make that clear.
yeah. And it's the same thing with military's kind of reverse. You can live here, be paying taxes. Home of record is in Oklahoma or somewhere. You've got to vote there. Which that whole thing, it
I
needs
still
to be
disagree with
changed.
that.
I disagree with it too.
Yeah, if you're going to be, if you're deployed for away from your home base or your home of record for pick a time,
Right.
2 years, whatever,
Right.
then I think you should not be able to vote there. But
And I
that's
think
my personal opinion.
If you own property and property taxes, why not change your voter registration? Onslow County
Well,
to
that would
North
make
Carolina.
common sense, because who's going to impact your dollars more?
That's right.
Somewhere
Is-
back at home where you don't really live?
You have a lot of military that will buy a home here knowing that they won't be staying here permanently,
Correct.
but they may get transferred, like say to California, keep the home here, rent it out, and maybe once they get out of the service there, they
Yep.
end up coming back.
I know
So,
one's close.
yeah,
I know
no.
someone close to me, a relative whose husband was military. He's now prior military. I know that. I mean, we talking about many moons ago
Right.
to the last century.
Right.
That they had a house here, not very far from this house, and but they rented it. They didn't want to get rid of it.
Right.
And when they finally retired permanently, moved back here in the 2000s. So they moved back into the house and lived there for a couple of years before they ended up selling it and moving to another county.
Yes. I have some military friends that have done the same thing.
But they did not claim that as their home of record.
Right.
They didn't claim that or vote here, or they didn't do anything like that during that time because they were living somewhere else and they were renting this house out. We'll
It's
see.
crazy sometimes the system that we have in our state board of elections.
Hands full.
They have a bad taste for me. I'm fighting
the
with
state
them right
level.
now
At the state level.
on the state level. Yes, definitely the state level. I've been fighting with them for over 6 months on behalf of a former candidate, trying to get one little item cleared up. And they keep saying, "Oh, we'll do it next week. We'll call you back." It's gone 6 months, 8 months now.
Well, you know,
They're hard to deal with. And if you call them and ask them anything, the ones that I have been in contact with, very rude. I'm like,
Really?
okay, all right. And I try to maintain because you're dealing with somebody else's campaign, and you've got to try to,
no, you don't.
well, I'm about ready to do something else that's going to bring them some attention, but
Yeah.
I'm tired
Whatever.
of it.
Just file a suit.
Well, it
against
makes
them.
the former candidate look bad, and especially if they choose to run in another.
Just file a suit
election.
against the State Board of Elections.
I
You're
think I
not the
should.
only one.
I
They've
think I
already got
should.
the one big suit going against them right now
Oh yeah.
on a federal level,
Well, look,
basis.
Well, not only that, but it wasn't that long ago that they were refusing to certify some of these other political groups and letting them be on the ballot. And Jim Jordan got involved in that one too.
Mhm.
So
All right, coming up here in about 10 minutes, we're going to have a young man joining us from
Yes,
a
we
company that
are.
I've gone to know quite well over the last couple of years or so.
one of our
Yeah,
advertisers.
John Stars Electric. So he's going to be joining. John's not going to come in. I don't think he's coming in, but Ethan Starzinski will be in here shortly.
Yes.
And we're going to be talking with him about things dealing with generators and also for the future, not just for hurricanes. Generators ain't just for hurricanes anymore. But if you were in parts of Onslow County yesterday for a couple hours or so,
I understand. Yeah.
while it was nice and hot outside,
Phew.
you didn't have no AC at all, y'all.
Did we ever find out why?
Yeah, because the power went out. Today's severe weather tip is brought to you by the fine folks at John Stars Electric, your Generac standby generator dealer. The Stars team can also handle any type of electrical work, residential. 100 years ago, not every house in this country had electrical power, believe it or not, just 100 years ago. Even those that did had standby plans they put into place just in case of a power failure, whatever the reason. For generations, our older folks, that would include me, have called their monthly electric bills their light bill, simply because most people counted on electricity primarily to provide lights in their homes. That was it. In case of an emergency, they just lit up their homes with kerosene lights. They had those little lights there. Those lanterns or lights are still kept ready by a lot of folks, including my wife. You can buy them today using their common name, hurricane lights. That's what they're known as. Today, there are not many of us who can get by for days on end without electricity. Never mind the lack of lights. Even your electric stove and refrigeration are gone. Those are all inconveniences, yes, some more than others. During a hurricane, power outages mean no air conditioning, often with sweltering temperatures and extreme humidity. Think about it. That's when hurricanes happen, right? For many homes, medical equipment requirements demand power and can be a matter of literally life and death. Whether it's a storm that shuts down the power or a squirrel shorting out our primary power line during family events like Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner preps, an hour or more can be a real spoiler. This might be your year to give some serious thought to considering powering up your life with a standby Generac generator from John Stars Electric. Once you call them, a member of the Stars team will meet you, go over the needs you have, and work up a plan that will give you a peace of mind, not just during hurricane season, but year round. The process is turnkey. Once you sign up, the John Stars team handles everything, including working with your power company and the propane dealer you like, as well as all of the permitting requirements, including inspections. Like I said, it's a turnkey and worry-free process. John Stars Electric, 910-989-1908. That's the number you need to be calling, 910-989-1908. The sooner you call, the sooner you will have your personal power plant at the ready. We'll be right back with a look at this week's forecast after these messages. Don't go away.
WSME. Is your phone plan messing with your savings plan? Don't get stuck paying for things you don't want. With Verizon, you only pay for what you need. And for a limited time, when you bring your own phones to a Verizon store, you'll get an amazing price on your plan. Plus, you'll save things you actually love, like the Netflix and Max with Ads bundle. And it's on our award-winning 5G network. Bring your phones to your Verizon store today for an incredible deal. A better plan to save is Verizon. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Discover, this is Daniela.
Hi, it's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to thank you for making me feel so special. I earned cash back on debit for my dinner party groceries.
That's great. But with Discover Cashback Debit, we give everyone cash back on everyday purchases. Anything else I can help you with?
Do you like asparagus and mushroom sorbet? I've got leftovers.
Introducing Discover Cashback Debit, a checking account with cash back. It pays to Discover. Eligibility and terms at discover.com/cashback debit. Discover Bank, member FDIC.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
It's hot outside, but the summer heat does not keep Mix Masters Concrete of Beulaville inside. They can handle the heat and that concrete project on your to-do list this summer. When it comes to ready-mix concrete, nobody does it harder or quicker than Mix Masters Concrete Incorporated, Highway 24 East in Beulaville. Whether you need concrete for an outdoor kitchen, residential, commercial, or agricultural project, Mix Masters Concrete Incorporated can handle it. And they serve all of Eastern North Carolina. From driveways, patios, to livestock housing, Mix Masters has the concrete. And owner Scott Thickpen will gladly provide a free estimate with delivery on Saturdays. And KPT Masonry specializes in professional concrete finishing. Again, nobody does concrete harder or quicker than Mix Masters Concrete Incorporated of Beulaville. So, when you need ready-mix concrete, call Mix Masters Concrete of Beulaville first, 910-298-6153. That's 910-298-6153. Mixed Masters Concrete Incorporated of Beulaville takes this time to thank those who serve us for our most prized possession, our freedom, and is proud to be a part of the continuing growth of Dupin, Onslow Jones, and all surrounding communities. Fatwoods Outfitters, veteran-owned and operated, 111 Second Amendment Lane in Hubert off Highway 24 between Jacksonville and Swansboro, reminds you the hunting season will soon be in full swing and takes this time to wish you a safe Labor Day vacation. In addition to the best selection of long guns, small arms, and ammunition in the area, Fatwoods Outfitters is Onslow County's oldest total sportsman facility where you can sight in your scope or take advantage of the shooting range to sharpen your skills, or learn how to safely operate sporting arms or weapons for personal security using their outdoor shooting range. The range is open Monday through Saturday from 9 to 6 and Sunday from 12 to 4. Fatwoods Outfitters encourages you to protect your Second Amendment rights. Fatwoods Outfitters can help with obtaining concealed carry permits as well. Call or visit Fatwoods Outfitters, 111 Second Amendment Lane, Hubert, just off Highway 24 between Jacksonville and Swansboro. Phone 910-353-7593. Fatwoods Outfitters, where they aim to preserve our hunting heritage, wildlife, and Constitution.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbin Avenue in Swansboro.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
All right, the marine forecast brought to you by Community Prevention Services of Jacksonville. Did you know that depression and anxiety numbers have increased dramatically since 2017? Adult and youth numbers are climbing at a steady rate. Wow. Anxiety disorders are the most common mental illness in the United States, with 40 million adults, about 19% of our population, age 18 and older, and that number is growing every year. Anxiety disorders can be treated, but unfortunately, only a third of those affected actually seek treatment. Specific phobias affect 19.3 million adults, or 9% of the population. Women are twice as likely to be affected as men. Symptoms typically begin in childhood. The average age of onset is 7 years old. Wow. Obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD, and post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, are closely related to anxiety disorders, which some may experience at the same time. Everyone experiences stress and anxiety at one time or another. The difference between stress and anxiety is that stress is a response to a threat in a situation. Anxiety is a reaction to stress. OCD affects 2.5 million adults, about 1% of the population. Women, 3 times more likely to be affected than men. The average age of onset is 19. 1/3 of affected adults first experience symptoms in childhood. PTSD affects 7.7 million adults in this country. Women, 5 times more likely to be affected than men. Rape is the most likely trigger of PTSD. 65% of men and 46% of women who are raped will develop the disorder. Childhood sexual abuse is a strong predictor of the lifetime likelihood of developing PTSD. Many people with an anxiety disorder also have a co-occurring disorder or physical illness, which can make their symptoms worse and recovery more difficult. It's essential to be treated for both disorders. Obsessive compulsive disorder and post-traumatic stress disorder are closely related to anxiety disorders, which some may experience at the same time, along with depression. Do you or someone you know have issues with either depression or anxiety? If so, reach out. The staff at Community Prevention Services can help and are eager to do so. They provide quality confidential counseling for individuals ages 7 to 100. Call them today, 910-353-0972. Community Prevention Services, located at 918 Henderson Drive, right here in Jacksonville. Offshore today, winds out of the west around 5 knots, becoming southwesterly this afternoon. Seas only 2 feet. Waves coming from the southeast, 2 footers at 9 seconds apart. Increasing to a light chop this afternoon. Tomorrow, knots increasing to 10 to 15 in the afternoon. Seas sounds and rivers a light chop, increasing to a moderate chop in the afternoon. Thursday, southwesterly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 3 feet. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop. You heard me talking about it yesterday. If you're planning fishing trips for the weekend or whatever, today and tomorrow will the days that you really should be looking at it and taking a look at the evening before and throughout the evening and the days and see what the weather, the sea conditions are going to be and what the predictions are.
Yeah,
Because
good advice.
all you got to do is get it to change a day.
Mm.
Even if today, Saturday, looks good, we don't go that far in advance for good, obvious reasons, because
Right.
things change.
Exactly.
But if you look at Saturday right now, hey, this is cool, let's go fishing. Well, by Thursday or Friday, that might not look so good anymore. So you
Well,
got to stay on top of it.
Friday, we have a chance of storms coming
There
in.
you go.
A cold front is coming in.
Yeah,
And
what,
dropping
down
us
to
from
90.
from mid 90s to 90. So
Great.
you take a look at your weekend because it's forecasted to be a little rainy. We'll
Mhm.
see. Today, areas of morning fog, mostly cloudy and gradually becoming a sunny day with a high near 91. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 71. Wednesday, sunny with a high near 95. Heat index values as high as 106. And Thursday, sunny with a high near 94. The heat is on.
Yes, it is.
Trying
And,
to fake us out with this. I have got some news here. It just came in, and
Okay.
I will share it with you. You know, this has been a crazy election year. Of course, we say
No.
that every election year. But remember Beth Woods, who
Mhm.
who was the state auditor
Yep.
that resigned her job after
Yep.
she was arrested and charged with
Using a
leaving
vehicle and leaving
government.
the scene of an accident and all sorts of
Well,
stuff.
guess what? She is bucking her party. She's a Democrat, and she's endorsing the Republican in the race for NC auditor.
Oh, really?
Yes, the former state auditor and longtime Democrat is backing a Republican with limited experience in governmental auditing over the sitting Democratic auditor Jessica Holmes, who
It's just
Governor
vengeance.
Roy Cooper
don't-
endorses.
Don't pay any attention to her.
Good golly.
Just, crying.
What do you call? I guess they would be Dinos.
Mhm.
Democrat name only. Dinos.
Dinos. I don't know what they're called.
Well, Rhino is Republican. Dino for Democrats. Well, I bet she's getting a lot of heat over that. That's crazy. And this race for governor, good Lord have mercy. It's heating up.
Yeah. Okay. There is no X out there. The X means there is a system that is forming up or possibly going to form up out in the tropical Atlantic. But there's nothing out there right now. However, some more looking at western part of Africa around Syria, Leone. I
Glad
think
it's
it is.
you.
Yeah, and Ghana and that neck of the woods.
Gonna get another cup
Yeah,
of coffee.
it's in the far
Goodness.
western part of Africa. There's some mess out there,
Mhm.
and the thing is, it's moving towards the west. That means it's moving towards the ocean, and I think that's probably what some of the folks at the National Hurricane Center are watching. They're not saying a whole lot about it because they don't until it hits the Atlantic. Because right now it's just mess over land. And if it hits the Atlantic and it continues building like I'm looking at it building right now on radar, then yeah, there could be a thing here in the next 2 or 3, 4 days.
Yeah, we'll have
They
to
say there's
watch
no
it.
tropical development expected over the next 48 hours. That's as far as they will go. Okay,
Yes,
just to let you know.
Yes. Well, it's that time. I mean, we're climbing into
It
the
is.
peak of the season.
Yeah, September 11th, 12th, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Ethan Starzinski, they got tied up there at John Starr's Electric. So we're going to recheck him and try to get him in next week.
Okay.
And, because I'm interested in a bunch of stuff there.
Yes,
Yesterday,
I have questions about
I don't know what
electricity.
occurred, but about 2:30 or so yesterday, everything went dark
Yes.
along Henderson Drive, Western Boulevard, was it Western? No, not Western. Henderson Drive out to Gum Branch Road.
Half Moon,
and,
no, Kellum area,
And all the way
somewhere
up to
in there.
Kellum, all the way. Well, I know the
Commons.
Pumpkin Center.
Yeah, we
and
know
the
the
Commons
Commons.
area was hit with the power outage suddenly, and don't know exactly what caused it, but it just went dark and cold and hot. And
I felt people that didn't have the electricity.
yeah, because mid-afternoon is kind of like the hottest time of day around here too.
Yes.
So and
I tell you something that'll help though. If you'll go where the sun comes in the late afternoon,
close the blinds.
close the blinds. I do my
Absolutely.
back blinds every day. I close them.
Yeah. Well,
Wish I had a button I could just push.
well, they make them.
And they are. I know, but have you priced those
No.
things? I thought about
You
it.
could hire 3 little kids to
You
come
know?
around and do that for you.
Just what I need. Another reason to get up and walk across the room.
There you go.
But I
That
was
too.
looking at the prices and I was like, I'll just have to get up and continue walking that short space.
I think thermostat controlled blinds would be kind of interesting to have, that they shut it down when it gets hot automatically.
That's brilliant.
I know it.
You could be a billionaire with that.
Nobody could afford them.
Thermostat controlled blinds.
Yeah, when it gets to be uncomfortable, when it gets to be like your air conditioner is going to kick on, then you close the blinds on the side where the sun is.
I wonder
It could
if
be
I
you could have a
got-
photo sensor to detect the sun, and a thermostat to detect when it gets hot, and on the side where the sun's coming in, when it gets hot, the blinds shut it down.
Well, I have my thermostat.
Okay, you smart people out there, go put one together.
It's a
not
smart
that tough.
thermostat, and it like during a certain time in the afternoon where I usually is 76 in the house, it takes it to
78,
84.
84.
Yeah, but I have so many fans in my house that
Well,
you don't.
yeah, but moving
I
hot
shut-
air around.
Oh,
How long does it take to get it cool again, though?
Probably 30 minutes. At 4:30, it automatically goes back down to 76.
Okay.
And then you're freezing. But I have one of those tower fans, like, because,
those
Robbie
fans
buys
there.
something new and I have to have it too.
Well,
Those blow-
she didn't buy one thing new. She bought 3 of them.
Well,
Maybe
let me.
4. I
I
don't know.
bought 2. I
Did you?
gave one to my sister.
Okay.
She needs air. But you set that thing up in your living room and just
It'll
you
freeze
have
you.
different. You'll get.
At 77 degrees, and you got that thing blowing 77-degree cold air on you, because 77 degrees gets to be cold when you get it.
Yes.
That's
I have
one
to
of
get
the
a
things.
blanket.
Yeah, that's one of the things down in the Caribbean. They like their wind. They like breeze blowing.
Yes.
And even their places. I was in Jamaica quite a bit, and their places that they build in Jamaica, they have it so there's a lot of shade over the building, and they have both ends open going east and west. Why? Because the trade winds blow there from the west towards the east.
Okay.
It's a westerly
I gotcha.
blowing trade wind
West, east.
from the
okay.
west. It blows through. When you've got something, and it generates wind. When you've got an area like a so-called breezeway,
Yes.
open on each end, and there's no wind blowing normally outside anywhere. If you got it really hot out there and it's cooled by the shade there, it actually creates wind. It's kind of like when a cold front comes through, the wind is generated when it's hot
Right.
outside. That's what does it. It's the same kind of effect. Cold versus hot. When cold meets hot, then the wind kicks up. Sometimes it kicks up into tornadoes.
These tower fans are so good. If you notice, it's not rotating, it's on you.
I know.
Because before we went on air, I turned the rotation off because I sit here and by the end of the show, I am freezing.
Yeah, I can tell.
But I mean, it's all good. I can adapt to anything. But I was like, man, let me turn that off right now.
All right. I need to go, but we're going to put our heads in the clouds here when we come back.
Okay. all
You're
right.
live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m., WSME.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Richland here. Have y'all been? Well, school is back in gear and we are here for all your grocery needs. Cook up some whole boneless pork loins for dinner tomorrow night for just $1.79 a pound. Then grill out this weekend with the fam. Grab you some T-bone steaks for $8.99 a pound. And don't forget to make those kiddos a lunch. Throw in some fresh apples, a 3-pound bag of red or gold, delicious apples, 2 for only $5, and some white or red seedless grapes for $1.99 a pound. Perfect for your baby's lunch. Get to shopping, y'all, at the Richlands Piggly Wiggly.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
For over 40 years, people have trusted Liberty Tire, 1137 Gum Branch Road, not only for tires and tire service, but also auto and truck repair as well. Being locally owned and operated as your hometown Bridgestone Firestone dealer, at Liberty Tire, dependability and personal service is their #1 priority. Being a state-of-the-art facility and using the latest technology, Liberty Tire guarantees all their work. It's simple. If you bought tires without pricing us first, you pay too much. Liberty Tire, 1137 Gum Branch Road, Jacksonville, for all your tire needs. Phone 910-346-6655.
Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, is ready for summer. And you should be too, with the Cub Cadet Ultima Series. Come today and see how these zero-turn mowers have stepped up control with traditional lap to a familiar steering wheel experience. 4-wheel control provides precision, maneuverability, and stability on a variety of terrains, including hills up to 20 degrees. Adjustable automotive-inspired high back seat lets you comfortably cut at your maximum speed, while a heavy-duty mowing deck powers your yard for a premium cut. Combine steering wheel control with premium features of the Cub Cadet Ultima Series, and you get a zero-turn mower ready to unlock the possibilities of your lawn. Head to your local Cub Cadet dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street, Kinston, for exceptional offers, expert advice, and a superior service.
If you're looking for a home, or perhaps you want to sell your house, why would you not pick a realtor that knows Eastern North Carolina? Candy Brown Thompson has lived her entire life in this area and knows the territory like the back of her hand. She's a realtor with Century 21 Champion in Jacksonville and is known as a professional that will do everything possible to find the right home to meet your needs. It matters not whether you're looking for a small starter home or you're ready for a larger home. Candy will stick her neck out and check out homes throughout the eastern part of the state. She's known to look high and low and show you as many houses as you want until you have found the perfect house you can turn into a home. Throughout the process, she'll treat you with grace, kindness, and integrity, and you'll love her sense of humor. For a realtor dedicated to her clients, give Candy Brown Thompson of Century 21 Champion a call at 910-787-5600. That's 910-787-5600.
Summer vacation season is here, and if your plans include hitting the road to do some traveling, then make sure to visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle. A trip to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind, with the best value on all name brand tires, and the largest selection of used tires in the area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. And what is really nice is there's no long wait time. Silent Service Center knows you are busy and will have you back on the road in a hurry. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back, and a couple of things we're looking at here, and we're working on.
Yes, I just sent you that story.
Okay, and we'll take a look at that in just a second too.
Yes.
One story that we haven't talked a lot about, we've just mentioned it periodically. Those 2 astronauts stranded aboard the International Space Station. Not a whole lot of detail have we gone into, so I dove into it a little bit yesterday because I had a few minutes and I wanted to look at more. Here are a few things that I found interesting, and some of them downright disturbing and irritating. Things when I question the rationale of those we elect for office and for those that they hire to do the work for us.
Okay.
Here we are. nearing the end of August, almost 3 months after two experienced astronauts are hanging out aboard the space station who had signed on for an 8-day mission.
8 months.
And their flight is now delayed until next February. How is this possible? NASA is a big company with a pretty impressive record. Yes, there have been several disasters that resulted in the deaths of a number of astronauts, but overall, going to uncharted territories hundreds of thousands of miles from Earth have, for the most part, been routine. This dates back to the 1960s with NASA sending
Yes.
people into space, uncharted area. Who would, that's kind of like the first guy who tasted an oyster. Who in the Sam Hill was that? Who thought that would be a good idea? But it's right.
Well, answer me this. Why did they let them go up to begin with if they knew there was a small issue to begin with?
Well, the two stranded astronauts will return to Earth in February, maybe, aboard a SpaceX vehicle. Well, you know who SpaceX is, right? Musk.
Yes.
Pair, Suni Williams and Butch Wilmore, arrived aboard a, did you hear that? A
Yes.
Boeing Starliner in June, but a helium leak and malfunctioning thrusters endangering their return trip. So 3 months later, let's see, June, July, and all. Yeah, it's about 3 months later, they can't get back. Their Starliner capsule will attempt an uncrewed return next month via autopilot. They're either going to say, God, I wish we were on that, or thank goodness we are not.
Do we want to take bets right now? It's going to blow up or burn up on its
This
way
is
back?
the same craft that was plagued with one issue after another since day one. The ISS, that's the International Space Station, is roughly the size of a 5-bedroom home and can accommodate 6 crew plus visitors. There are 9 people there aboard that facility right now. Both SpaceX and Boeing were awarded funding to different companies. SpaceX and Boeing were awarded funding under a 2014, 10 years ago, NASA award aimed at developing private transportation to the International Space Station. Why? SpaceX has flown 9 crewed NASA flights to the ISS since 2020. SpaceX has successfully flown 9 crewed NASA flights to the International Space Station since 2020, 4 years ago, while Boeing has yet to complete a successful mission, despite reportedly going $1.5 billion over budget. Now, who's that over budget coming from? We, the taxpayers, no
Yeah.
doubt in my mind. Boeing has experienced a number of issues with its normal aircraft flying our friendly skies since the beginning of this year alone. Let me tell you about it. God. Boeing 737 MAX 9 aircraft operated by Alaska Airlines was forced to make an emergency landing shortly after departing Portland International after a shoddily installed door plug flew off in midair. What's a door plug? That's a freaking door, y'all. Images from inside the aircraft showing the sizable opening that had been left in the aircraft has gone viral, causing widespread alarm, though no one on board was injured. Luckily, 4 days later, both Alaska and United Airlines reported that several MAX 9 aircrafts were found to have loose bolts on their door plugs.
What?
Lefty, loosey, righty, tighty. You guys are
I know
building
that
these
one.
things.
Yes.
Learn it. A couple weeks later, passenger video showed flames coming out of a Boeing 747 over Miami. The flight had been bound for Puerto Rico, but was grounded after the crew detected an engine failure. The video came from passengers. Within days, at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International, another issue involving a Boeing 757, the flight bound for Bogota, that's way down there in South America, was taxiing on the runway to prepare for takeoff when it was discovered that its front nose wheel had fallen off and rolled away.
Well, that's important.
This resulted in a delay for the international flight as the situation was resolved. Yeah, give me a spare, would you? Hey, you. Put down that cigarette and put this wheel on.
Well,
Tighten it down. Don't get lady
Yes.
tighty. Don't forget to do that.
answer me this.
I got more. Go ahead.
If the intention was for these people to go up for 8 days and in return, an 8-day trip,
Mm-hmm.
how do they have enough food to
Don't
last
know. I
until
imagine-
next year?
Well, it's not they've got, they got enough room on that space station for 9 people at a time. So I'm sure they
Right.
got plenty of food there as
But
well.
do they normally pack for 9 people with sending only 2 up?
Well, there were already a crew on board. There are other people on that space station, right?
I thought it went up with just the 2 of them.
It did, but the International Space Station has people on it
Oh,
all
at
the
the
time.
space.
Yeah. They're not
So their
stranded in
food
their
is-
little spacecraft.
All right. So the food is actually already there and
Yes.
stocked. I wonder what they have to eat. What if they
Tang.
have any Snickers?
Tang. In February, a United flight bound for the Bahamas after departing New Jersey landed safely, but it was reported to have experienced stuck rubber pedals. I have no idea what those are, prompting a probe from the National Transportation Safety Board. Yep, another one. United Boeing 777-200 bound from San Francisco to Japan was forced to reroute to Los Angeles immediately after takeoff after one of its wheels fell off. We need
I
a
have
pit
no
crew.
words.
We need a pit crew from NASCAR.
Yes.
No one was injured, but a car was heavily damaged by the wheel after it came off. A car was hit by this wheel
That would be my luck, yes.
when it came off the airplane. Then 787 Dreamliner Nightmare bound for Sydney to Auckland, New Zealand, experienced a mid-flight technical issue that resulted in the aircraft dropping mid-flight, injuring 50 people on board. A Boeing 777-300 bound from Sydney to San Francisco forced to turn around and land where it started after a fuel leak was reported after takeoff. Hey, your gas is coming out, and you got to
Yeah.
fly from down here and oh my, all the way from Sydney, Australia to San Francisco. That's a long ways, y'all. Hope you got
Sure
extra fuel on
is.
board. No, they turned around. A Boeing 737-800 bound from San Francisco to Medford, Oregon, arrived at Rogue Valley International Medford Airport with an exterior panel missing, having seemingly fallen off during flight. Seemingly, a panel falls off in mid-flight. Now, this is not over the last 20 years. This is since January. In February of this year, FAA Administrator Mike Whitaker directed Boeing to develop a comprehensive action plan to set a new standard for safety and how the company does business. Administrator Whitaker visited the Boeing's factory floor in Renton, Washington to see the 737 production line and hear directly from Boeing engineers, mechanics, and others about quality control processes. The FAA identified non-compliance issues in Boeing's manufacturing process control, parts handling, and storage and product control. However, the complete audit is part of an ongoing investigation, and the FAA refuses to release any more details. Matters not that hundreds of thousands of Americans fly aboard various versions of the Boeing 737 every day. We don't deserve to know what the FAA is. That's what they're telling us. I do love their transparency. In March, the Federal Aviation Administration 6-week audit of Boeing and Spirit Aircrew Systems, prompted by the January 5th incident involving a new Boeing 737-9 MAX aircraft, found multiple instances where the companies failed to comply with manufacturing quality control requirements. The FAA identified non-compliance issues in Boeing's manufacturing process, parts control, parts handling, and storage, as well as product control. I've flown thousands of miles in Boeing 737s. That's the standard plane that we
Yes.
catch around here. All landed safely. I'm still here. No incidents were ever noted by me. That said, I have not flown anywhere on any airline, save for a medical helicopter, unfortunately, for 20 minutes a couple of years ago. Since September of 2022, maybe that's for the best. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
WSME.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
David Hall, State Farm Agent, Jacksonville. Call today, 910-455-0440.
When it comes to paint supplies, whether a contractor or homeowner, since 1957, people Jacksonville's premier paint store, CNS Paint, for all their painting supplies, and accessories, as well as providing expert knowledge in helping with a particular paint project. CNS Paint, with locations in Jacksonville at 6 Doris Avenue, 504 Cedar Point Boulevard, Cedar Point, and 105 Wayne Drive, Morgan City. CNS Paint is close and convenient to cover the Crystal Coast with quality PPG paint. Project, residential or commercial. Color is often the first impression of a home or community. PBG's team of designers, experienced in both new home construction and residential repaint, have compiled over 2,000 color schemes to provide you with a selection that appeals to homeowners. A beautiful and lasting paint job starts with quality PPG paint. For more information, phone 910-455-0210 or visit CNS Paint, 6 Doris Avenue, Jacksonville, 504 Cedar Point Boulevard, Cedar Point, or 105 Wayne Drive in Morgan City, or online, cspaintcenter.com. CNS Paint, Jacksonville's premier paint store since 1957. Home Connections of Beulahville is connecting people with the American dream of home ownership. In addition to single wides, double wides, and modular homes, Home Connections offers custom building and land home packages throughout eastern North Carolina just for you. Whether it be a single wide, double wide, modular home, or custom built dream home, Home Connections will make it happen. Home Connections sincerely wants you to have the American dream, your own home. Home Connections features homes by Clayton with a variety of floor plans and amenities to choose from, and many finance options available. Home Connections can make owning your own home affordable and simple. 50% of new home buyers at Home Connections are through referrals, and references are gladly provided. For your convenience, Home Connections in Beulahville is now open from 9 to 6 Monday through Friday and 9 to 2 on Saturdays. Beautiful homes, friendly staff, and finance. All you need to do now is call Bobby or Reggie, 910-298-3387. That's 910-298-3387, or visit ourhomeconnections.com.
Home Connections, Highway 24, Beulahville, on your way to and from the beach.
This just in, I think there's been a prison break, and reports are saying it's the Scorcher. Yes, the Scorcher has escaped and is running rampant across Comfortville. Apparently, he's targeting innocent air conditioning units. Yes, and wait a second. It seems that reports are flooding in of unfortunate citizens feeling uncomfortable, hot, and in extreme cases, I hesitate to say this on the air, people are even sweating. Wait a minute, we're now getting word there seems to be some sort of disturbance. Oh, Bryant Man is on the scene, and he has apprehended the Scorcher. All right. Tune in again for another tale of Bryant Man, always doing whatever it takes.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311 and let them keep you comfortable this summer. Down East Heating and Air, serving our community for over 25 years. Down East can also help you with your home guttering needs. Call Down East today, 346-4311.
Hampton Hadley of Hadley Family Chiropractic is a Palmer graduate and certified in chiropractic pediatrics. Hadley Family Chiropractic of Jacksonville offers comprehensive care for you. Hadley Family Chiropractic provides services for back pain, headaches, leg pain, neck pain, numbness, shoulder pain, work and sports injuries. Your comfort is your ultimate concern. Hadley Family Chiropractic offers state-of-the-art chiropractic care as well as transportation. There's very little wait time and same-day appointments are available. Open Monday through Thursday from 7:30 till 5, Friday 7:30 till 12, and available Saturdays, Sundays, and holidays by appointment. Hadley Family Chiropractic, 1905 Gum Branch Road, Jacksonville, by phone 910-938-2332. That's 910-938-2332 for Hadley Family Chiropractic.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246 CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm Gianna Gelosi. The Trump-Harris campaigns are clashing over the debate rules as the candidates head to key battleground states this week.
The standoff involves mics. It was President Biden's team who proposed muting mics when a candidate isn't speaking for the debate back in June. Now, Vice President Kamala Harris's campaign wants to reverse that rule.
Fox's Madeline Rivera, the Harris-Walz campaign will kick off a Georgia bus tour tomorrow. Former President Trump visits Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Michigan. Special Counsel Jack Smith is asking an appeals court to reinstate former President Trump's classified documents case.
Saying in a filing, the district court's novel conclusions lack merit. The district court's rationale would likewise raise questions about hundreds of appointments throughout the executive branch, including in the Departments of Defense, State, Treasury, and Labor.
That is Fox's Kevin Cork. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1.
WSME.
It's live and local. Real talk.
Okay, thanks for bearing with us. I ran a little long in my, what is it?
You were on a roll.
I was on a roll.
I just want you to know
I
that
had
one of
other-
our listeners texted me
had other things to say.
and said for us to simmer down.
Simmer down. Okay.
Simmer down.
No. Yes, I will. We're going to be simmering down shortly. I should be having my main ingredient for what I'm going to be cooking for the Men Who Cook deal.
You're going to make a test batch first.
We're going to make a test batch. And the survivors will decide whether I
continue with
whether
that.
I continue with that
Yes.
particular recipe. Anyway, yes, coming up in next month,
Yes.
we'll talk more about it. We got to get, because they've extended the deadline for you folks to sign your butts up.
That's right.
And I men, are you real men or are you just a bunch of lackeys?
I
I just want
think-
to. I want to know. Or if you think you can cook, let's show it up. Come on,
What
bring it
about
on.
some
Let's
of these
do it.
county commissioners? Why
I
don't
don't.
they enter
I,
into
you know what?
this?
I think they're more.
They could get a group
You know
together.
what they are? They're all mouth.
They're all yeah. I mean, we're throwing the challenge out
I'm gonna
there.
throw it out to the mayor. Okay, listen. If the chief of police, he's now the chief of public
Safety,
Mike Yanero,
Right.
and the mayor,
That's right.
and if former Senator Harry Brown,
Yes.
if they can get up there and strut their stuff at the first
Let's make this real.
Dancing with the Stars event,
Yeah.
as did I. I showed my butt. They did theirs a good job. Mine was just nah. I was rigged. I was set up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
It
had
was
a belly dancer as my partner. Now, how am I going to work with that?
should have
Anyway,
been real interesting.
yeah, I just stood there and let her do her thing, and of course she looked great. I looked like me. So anyway, but you guys, if y'all could do that, if you could get out there and do that, you can cook. I know y'all don't spend all your time working, and I know the older we get, the
Mhm.
more we like to diddle in the kitchen.
I think the county commissioners should get together and have some of them enter this, and,
I don't
and
think
they could cook
I
one
don't-
dish.
I don't think they get along well enough together to get out there and team up.
And you've got city council that
we
could get together,
They could call it. You know what they want to call it?
cooking with the commissioners.
No, I mean their meal,
Oh.
their dinner, their product.
What would that be?
County Commission goulash.
That's probably about all we'd get out of them.
So anyway, I
Y'all
challenge y'all, Royce. The ball is in your park.
But
We got
the
our team
fire
together.
department.
Oh, I don't, no,
Brian
no, 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 no.
Kelly
I don't want them to go. I don't want. I know. I don't want to compete against them. I've eaten some fire department
let's not
food.
even talk about because they have
Oh,
a chef down there.
we lose. I lose.
If you ever watched his TikTok,
I'll come in 20th place with a field of 18. Those guys are really cool.
you know, you were talking about airlines and airplanes
Yeah.
and problems with a Boeing. This just came out. How would you like to be on this flight?
Right now, I'm not interested in any flights.
An Alaska Airlines flight was recently diverted from its scheduled destination due to a shocking admission from the pilot.
I'm lost.
According to the passenger's account, the flight attendants were preparing for landing when the pilot made an unexpected announcement over the public address.
I got to go to the
system.
bathroom.
The pilot announced, "Hey, I'm sorry, folks, but due to me not having the proper qualification to land at Jackson Hole, we need to divert to Salt Lake City, Utah. I'll keep you posted on the next steps."
He didn't have the proper qualifications to land in Jackson Hole, Wyoming,
Right.
but he could land in Salt Lake City.
I guess airports are different and you have to be qualified to be able to put a plane down.
Well, the plane's going to go down. You know, that's runs out of gas or whatever. It's going down.
Right.
But, you're just controlling it. That's all you're doing.
But why would you not know this before you started the flight?
Why whoever assigns you to go to Jackson Hole
Well,
did not know this?
Where's the co-pilot? That's what worries me. Couldn't a co-pilot take over?
He's learning. He was supposed to be learning from the guy that
Co-pilot
wasn't.
and
Oh,
could you imagine sitting there on that flight and your pilot coming across the PA system saying, "Sorry, we can't land here because I'm not qualified to do it." I'd already be getting out my life jacket, my life preserver.
Not
be
over
putting
Jackson
that
Hole,
on.
Wyoming. That won't do you any
I don't
good.
care. My
Where's the
parachute,
They don't-
anything.
They don't give you one of those.
God.
All right, some tragic news and kind of disgusting.
Yes, very disgusting.
Horrific. A Beaufort County father has been charged in a wreck over the weekend that killed one son and seriously injured another. Edward Pope, apparently driving with his two kids in the car while he was drinking, has a wreck. One of his sons is killed, the other critically or seriously injured. He's been charged with felony death by vehicle, driving while impaired, and felony inflicting serious injury. Troopers say the crash happened about noon Saturday. Let me go back to this one more
Noon.
time. He's charged with DWI, and he was driving around noon
Noon.
in Pitt County. The SUV went off the right side of the road, down an embankment, hit a tree, and landed on its top in a ditch. Troopers say 7-year-old Lake Pope died at the scene, while the man's other son, a 10-year-old, was sent to ECU Health Medical Center with serious injuries. A warrant says that child has a brain bleed, a fractured pelvis, and a ruptured spleen. Pope, who's from Belhaven, is in jail without benefit of bond.
That has to be the saddest story ever. I read that and I just wanted to be sick to my stomach. Noontime, already impaired with his children in his vehicle.
Yep.
That must have been a horrific scene for the first responders to have to respond to.
Yeah.
I couldn't even imagine.
That's very tragic, very, very serious.
It's very sad, very sad.
All sorts of news folks are reporting that there's an area they're tracking in the Atlantic, not the one off of over Africa right now, but there's one in the Atlantic about halfway between Africa and South America. I see it on radar. It's an area of disturbance, kind of a widespread area. No circulation, no rotation, nothing yet. But a lot of local media outlets, including some networks, are saying that this was something that could develop into something maybe towards the end of the week or next weekend. Who
We'll
knows?
have to wait
We'll
and
see.
see. It could dissipate.
It's a wait and see. Could
That's
dissipate.
right.
They have. A lot of them have. So we don't jump up and down and scream and holler until we get a little bit more.
That's right.
Okay. If you guys want to chat this morning, we've thrown out enough topics for you.
Yes.
If you want to react to it, now's your chance. You can send Lee an email at leecbarrows@gmail.com or send a message on Facebook Messenger if you're more comfortable with that. Or you can send her a text message from your cell phone to hers.
My cell phone.
And her cell phone number is 910. Let's see if I can remember from yesterday. 330-0222.
Yes. I'm sorry. I wasn't ignoring you.
910-330-0222. 910-330-0222.
Correct.
And send a text message or an email to her or a Facebook message to her and say, call me. And give your telephone number and give your name.
Yes.
First name, that's all we need. And
That's
if you want
why-
to say what it's about, feel free to do so since we've thrown out so much out there.
That's why I
What do you-
keep
what do you-
looking at my phone. I'm not ignoring you.
What do you think about some of the things we've been talking about? The Boeing deal. I'm help me out
I
here.
don't wanna
Boeing has had a track record all year long with this aircraft, the things that fly tens of thousands of people around the country every day. They've got problems with a bunch of serious issues. Thank goodness there were no crashes and people killed, wiped out all over the countryside.
We've not had a major airline
Wheels falling off.
wheels falling off,
When
making
your wheels
emergency
fall
landings. Look, just over the last couple of months at Raleigh Durham, they've had several
Your door.
emergency landings.
Your door comes off. Basically, what they call a door plug wasn't tightened.
Oh, I think
That's people problems. That's not equipment problems.
maintenance. Yes, maintenance check.
Who's doing? One of those planes was brand new.
That's not good.
So how do they get inspected? Doesn't the FAA inspect these things too before they get to fly passengers around? I've got questions.
I don't think they check every single plane before it takes off.
Not before it
but-
takes off, but when it's put into service.
Yeah, I
Before
imagine
before
that.
it's certified to fly. Would you not think that an FAA inspector or a team would go over it? I mean, these guys are paid to do something up there. Either FAA or NTSB.
Somebody's not
Somebody
doing their
needs to
job.
inspect that vehicle.
Somebody's not doing their
I'm
job.
sorry. I got to take my car once a year to get it inspected.
Yes, that's true.
And before it can ever be put on the highway, it has to be inspected.
Well, don't you during the year before the inspection keep a watch on your car? I mean, like make sure your headlights are working, your turn signals.
I got people for that, but yes,
in
absolutely.
case you run out of blinker fluid, you check the levels on that.
It's okay. Here we go. Did you're a female? Got it right. I understand.
Yes, I am, and that's what I identify as.
You went over to your car repair shop and told them to put new blinker fluid in to make sure you were
I
topped
didn't,
off?
but for those
Did anybody ever tell you that your blinker fluid was
Look.
low and you bought that story?
No.
Do you remember? You remember the old oil spouts that they put into cans? They
Yes.
stick them in the top and then had to
Yes.
pierce the top of it.
Right.
Did you ever see the
Well-
stories out there where the mechanic, because the mechanics would come out, or not a mechanic, but whoever's pumping your gas for you,
Right.
they would come out and they say, hey, you're a quart low. And it's okay, put a quart in. And they go and they get a can of oil right in front of you.
Right.
And they've always got a rag underneath it, right? And then they punch
Exactly.
a
Yeah, with the
hole in the
spout.
top, put the spout in, they pour it over there.
Right.
And they take it out. Did you know that can as often as not as often as not, on many occasions that the people were caught, that can had already been used once. It had another hole in the other end.
Seriously.
Did you know that those kinds of things happen?
Seriously.
We had the inspections units that folks do,
Right.
the stations and whatever that are certified to inspect cars. I got suspicious of one.
Right.
I had several complaints from people in the area. We took one of our photographers, it's a female, perfect opportunity here,
Smell
right?
a setup.
It was a setup.
Yeah.
And we had an engineer to go through and check all the fuses in the vehicle. and then took one fuse out and blew the fuse and put it
Mhm.
back in. Well, they wanted to replace her wiring system because that particular circuit was not working. That's what they wanted to do for her.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Put a new wiring harness in.
mhm.
That we didn't do it, of course.
Yes.
And we drove away without the car being inspected.
Do you know that I check all my turn signals, my lights, everything before I take it to be inspected? I do. Just for that reason right there.
Well,
You know, I told you
not
about the
that
time.
all of these places are like that, but there are some shoddy ones out
Yes.
there.
Well, I take mine to a reputable place anyway
I do
to
too.
get it.
I don't have to worry about it. My boys over there, Blacks, they take care of me.
Well, I take it to where
Even
I
when I
bought
don't
my
deserve it.
vehicle from. So and I've been to Black's. Very good place. Very
Yes.
good place. Very honest.
Yep. Like my
Well, you
sonny
know,
over there.
I was telling you the time that I had a Ford Escort station wagon. That's what I used to deliver mail in at one time. The radiator blew. So I went to a business where you could actually go order the radiators from.
Uh-huh.
And I told them exactly make, model, year, everything that was pertinent to the correct radiator for my vehicle.
So they sent you a tractor trailer radiator.
So, yes. And so when they called and said, you know, and that's when it used to come by buses. And so they said, your radiator's in. So I go in, it's laying on the table. Well, this is twice the length of my radiator. And I said, it's not going to fit. It's not the right one. And you know, that man actually had the nerve to tell me, well, you don't know what you drive. Guess what I did? I went to the junkyard and bought
There
one
you
out
go.
of a wrecked one,
Just
put it in my
as
vehicle
long as
myself.
it wasn't a head-on collision, you're all right.
Right. Yeah, it wasn't. And drove back to the business, parked in front of the glass window, went inside, guy out, and I said, that's a Ford Escort. Don't ever presume to tell me I don't know the difference between oil and water. I was so mad
Wow.
because I was a woman. I didn't know what I
That's
drive.
right. That's right. I've
Oh.
heard it before.
Mm.
You women drivers, that's the
Well,
problem.
that's just
That's the
like-
whole problem. What do you think, guys?
I went in to the store to get paint the other day.
My
And
wife's gonna come in here and hit me. You know that, right?
they were, well,
Lock the doors.
it's just like I had never used the type of paint that they sell. I usually have one particular paint that I buy. I was there.
White.
So no, I don't buy white paint. But anyway, so they said, well, you know, we have this paint over here that you might like. It's by Joanna Gaines. Oh, so you're presuming because I'm a woman that I'm going to buy the paint
Because Joanna said
because
to buy it.
Joanna Gaines, which Joanna Gaines is great.
What about John Gaines?
But, you know.
That's what I would have said.
I mean-
I don't want her. I want John Gaines.
But that poor guy, I felt so sorry for him. I had to be nice to him before it was over with. I'm sorry. I could, you know, but no, I'm going to try this.
All right, guys, y'all ever felt like you got shafted? Ladies, don't have to give your real name. If you had some problems dealing with people that thought just because you were a woman
because you
that
were
you
a
didn't know
woman.
what you were talking about.
Well, I mentioned men go through the same thing too.
Yeah,
They go into like Victoria's Secret, and I'm sure they're told what to buy.
6 and 7/8. You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Freedom 97.1.
Flatwoods Outfitters, veteran owned and operated, 111 Second Amendment Lane in Hubert off Highway 24 between Jacksonville and Swansboro, reminds you the hunting season will soon be in full swing and takes this time to wish you a safe Labor Day vacation. In addition to the best selection of long guns, small arms, and ammunition in the area, Flatwoods Outfitters is Onslow County's oldest total sportsman facility where you can sight in your scope or take advantage of the shooting range to sharpen your skills or learn how to safely operate sporting arms or weapons for personal security using their outdoor shooting range. The range is open Monday through Saturday from 9 to 6 and Sunday from 12 to 4. Flatwoods Outfitters encourages you to protect your Second Amendment rights. Flatwoods Outfitters can help with obtaining concealed carry permits as well. Call or visit Flatwoods Outfitters, 111 Second Amendment Lane, Hubert, just off Highway 24 between Jacksonville and Swansboro. Phone 910-353-7593. Flatwoods Outfitters, where they aim to preserve our hunting heritage, wildlife, and constitution.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Chino Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Chino Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only cover protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, Solitech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home that's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at WatkinsNewFloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2023 in the flooring covering and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering, they're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering, family owned and operated since 1997 with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering, you stand on it, we stand behind it. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro can save you money on your automobile insurance with new options that are available now. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you are customize your auto, home, and windstorm coverage. Write your own home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Save more money on your automobile insurance today with Tammy Fry Allstate. Phone 910-326-5383 today. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local carrier indoor weather team. Serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967, now offers commercial financing and residential financing as low as 0%. With hurricane season here, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Humphrey Heating and Air also does residential and commercial plumbing, air duct cleaning for better breathing, and services all brands of HVAC. Turn to the carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning. With locations in Jacksonville and Hempstead, visit online humphreyheating.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax, we're on the way.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, Christmas is coming up, guys. So before we get into weather, I want to ask you a question. This is for the ladies out there, okay? Married or otherwise. Ladies out there, let us know. You can send her a message, a Facebook message. You can send her a text message. You can, you can call in, or we can call you. If you want us to call you, just send us the information. LeeCbarrows@gmail.com or 910-330-0222.
Excellent.
Or Facebook message. Would you rather have for Christmas? Would you rather have something slinky, sleazy, or whatever from one of the slinky, sleazy shops? Ooh, I won't do that again.
Wow.
Or something more practical, and you tell us what more practical would be.
And I'm not talking about a vacuum cleaner or a set of pots and pans. No.
What's wrong with pots and pans?
Because
we got
pots and
enough,
pans,
by the way.
yeah. I mean, no, I don't want something like a vacuum cleaner. Here's your new vacuum cleaner. Really?
Well, I did that one time, but because she asked.
Well, that's different.
Oh, okay. Well, good.
That's different if the person asks.
Let us know, because we're trying to get y'all to get involved here with us a little bit. Please.
Yeah. I mean, I told you what I want.
Yeah. I'd be embarrassed about all that. The Marine Forecast is brought to you by Community Prevention Services of Jacksonville. Did you know that depression and anxiety numbers have increased dramatically since 2017? Not exactly sure why, but adult and youth numbers are climbing at a steady rate. Anxiety disorders are the most common mental illness in the United States. 40 million adults age 18 or older, and that number is growing every year. Anxiety disorders can be treated. That's the good news. But unfortunately, the bad news, only a third
only a third of those affected seek treatment. Specific phobias affect 19 million adults. Women are twice as likely to be affected as men. Symptoms typically begin in childhood. The average age of onset is 7 years. Obsessive compulsive disorder, that's known as OCD, and post-traumatic stress disorder, of course, PTSD, are closely related to anxiety disorders, which some may experience at the same time. That would be a double whammy.
Right.
Everyone experiences stress and anxiety at one time or another. Here's what the difference between the two is. Stress and anxiety. Stress is a response to a threat in a situation. Anxiety is a reaction to stress. In other words, if something's going down, you get stressed when it happens, and then anxiety is reacting to that stress later on. OCD affects 2.5 million adults in the United States. Women, 3 times more likely to be affected than men. The average age of onset for OCD is 19.
Really?
1/3 of affected adults first experienced symptoms in their childhood. PTS or PTSD affects 7.7 million adults in this country. Women, 5 times more likely to be affected than men. Why? Well, rape is the most likely trigger of PTSD, except it's not just women who get raped.
I was just going to say that.
65% of men and 46% of women who are raped will develop PTSD. Childhood sexual abuse is a strong predictor of the lifetime likelihood of developing PTSD. Many people with an anxiety disorder also have a co-occurring disorder or physical illness, which can make their symptoms worse and recovery more difficult. When you have some of these disorders, you can become physically sick with them, which prolongs the effect of, and it makes it more difficult to treat and to recover from. It's essential to be treated for both disorders when it happens.
Sure.
OCD and PTSD are closely related to anxiety disorders, which some may experience at the same time, along with depression. Whoopee. Do you or someone you know, are y'all having issues with either depression or anxiety? If so, reach out. The staff at Community Prevention Services can help, and they're eager to do so. They provide quality, confidential, keyword, confidential counseling for people, kids from 7 to the rest of us up to 100. If you're 105 and you have it, I've been assured that they will see you as well. Call them today, 910-353-0972. Community Prevention Services located right here in Jacksonville, 918 Henderson Drive. Offshore today, winds out of the west around 5 knots, becoming southwesterly this afternoon, seas about 2 feet. Sounds and rivers are flat, increasing to a light chop in the afternoon. Tomorrow, southwesterly winds 5 to 10, increasing to 10 to 15 in the afternoon. 2 to 3 footers, sounds and rivers a light chop, increasing to a moderate chop in the afternoon. Tomorrow, southwesterly winds on Thursday, 10 to 15, 2 to 3 footers, sounds and rivers a moderate chop.
And today is mostly cloudy, becoming a very sunny day with a high near 91. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 71. Wednesday, sunny with a high near 95 and heat indexes as high as 106. Thursday, sunny with a high near 94. It's going to be hot.
It's going to be hot and hotter.
Hot.
As expected. Where are your calls? Doesn't anybody want to talk with us today?
Tim Spee said he wants a new Hurst shifter for his C10 Chevy 66.
Oh, his 1966.
Well, see, you know, if
He's
I
going to drive
had-
that up here for us to see
Oh,
when
I
he gets
love
it
it.
all
He should-
set up.
Is it a convertible?
It's a pick-em-up truck.
Oh, well, then we can get in the back of it for the parade.
Hey, Tim,
Veterans
there you go.
Parade.
We could do that. We could be in the
Tim.
back of your truck.
You could drive us in the Veterans Parade.
We'd have to wear socks and no shoes, I'm sure, because he's not going to want that thing scuffed
I don't
up.
have a problem with that. I would honor that.
Yeah,
that
not
would
a
be so
problem.
cool.
Okay.
Can we put signs on the side like magnetic? We'll be very careful.
No, we can't use Gorilla Tape.
No, I would never do that. Oh my gosh.
All right,
That's
Tim, we
just
want you as
crazy.
our driver in the
Veterans Day parade.
See, so
There you go.
and he also wants to know. Oh, he said if we want, he's in.
All right, man, put that
Look at
down. We're good to
there.
go.
We're good to go. All we do is fill out the paper. We're good to go.
All right, let's roll.
It's free too.
As expected, we're seeing a drop in gasoline prices. Presidential campaign begins to rally. Really going to kick off here. Labor Day is traditionally the time for politicians to get out and brag about everything in sight.
Right.
From sunrises to sunsets, they take credit for it, to cooler temperatures. And of course, to those gasoline prices that shot up for the past 4 years, coming down. But of course, they'll never get to the levels they were when they first took office. The AAA motor folks have already noticed drops in pump prices, as have most everyone throughout eastern North Carolina. Between now and the November election, mark down in a little notebook the amount that you pay for gas through the end of the year.
We should start doing that here.
Keep that in your glove compartment.
Yes.
Okay. Mark it down. Put down, here's how much I got. Here's how much it cost me on this date. All right. Just do it for your own edification. Those in office generally make sure they look good, and somehow miracles apparently do happen. The prices come until the election is over. Depending upon who's elected, the prices may stay down. Or if it's the same old crowd that sat back and watched prices soar during their term, and without batting an eye, the cost of gasoline will start to rise again right after the election is firmed up. And folks tell me there's no government shenanigans going on. That's what I hear.
Yeah. Okay. That's what we need to do. Every time we buy gas,
Well, mark
we
it down.
need we need to tell you, and let's start keeping the
Oh,
list.
what we need to do is put a little board up here. We can add the prices too, so everybody can see what they were on these dates throughout whenever. Here's one for the books that will absolutely tick you off. A California woman is suing a hospital because they lost her daughter's body and could not
What?
find her for a year.
What? How do you lose a body?
Ginger Kanji says she convinced her daughter, Jessie Peterson, to stay in the hospital where she was being treated for type 1 diabetes. Mom said the hospital could treat her better than she could be treated at her home. Normally true. Kanji called the hospital back a few days later to check on her daughter, and she was told Peterson had been discharged, that her daughter was no longer there. They said they did not have anybody there by that name. And I asked them, she said, to double check because I had just seen her the week before and spoke to her on the telephone. The man on the phone said, we don't have anybody here by that name. With no information on her daughter being at the hospital, Kanji filed a missing persons report. Yep. She spent the next year looking for her daughter, putting flyers of all of her flights all over town in hopes of finding her daughter. Back in April this year, a detective informed the family Peterson's body had been found at the hospital.
What?
And was in the cold storage facility there. She died, and they put her in cold storage, never notified Mama. And she'd been there the whole time. And all they had was she had been discharged. That's all the information the family got. Kanji is suing the hospital. Good for her.
I would too.
Get the certificate she got was not complete. Instead,
Good Lord.
if the requirement to be the requirement was it was to be filled out and filed within 15 hours of her death. It was
Right.
not. It was filed a year later, and the certificate, including cause of death, was never completed.
Well, did not, don't they do like audits occasionally in the room that they keep bodies in? Do they not do checks? Is there not a checklist? Like, how many bodies do we have today? That's just crazy.
I just,
Well, let me ask
I
you.
don't know how you would answer any of those.
If your body's been in cold storage for a year, this is going to get gross. and I mean, does it not deteriorate
Yes.
to a certain, and nobody noticed or smelled? Or I'd sue too. I'd sue for twice the amount.
There would be some issues from the Brown household,
Oof.
there would be issues. Just put it that way.
And Tim Spees just said he was in Jacksonville yesterday. He got gas for $2.91. He said in Leland it's $3.19.
In Jacksonville, in some place, it was $3.19 yesterday as well.
Really? I guess it depends on what hour of the day. Do you get there before they change the sign, huh? Just like, yes, we need to do that. Definitely need to do that and keep a list on it.
Yeah, we're going to do that. Let's take a quick break, and then we're going to talk with Steve when we get back here. Live and local, Real 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City. Open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 to 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158.
Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, is ready for summer. And you should be too, with the Cub Cadet Ultima Series. Come today and see how these zero-turn mowers have stepped up control, with traditional lap to a familiar steering wheel experience. Four-wheel control provides precision, maneuverability, and stability on a variety of terrains, including hills up to 20 degrees. Adjustable automotive-inspired high back seat lets you comfortably cut at your maximum speed, while a heavy-duty mowing deck powers your yard for a premium cut. Combine steering wheel control with premium features of the Cub Cadet Ultima Series, and you get a zero-turn mower ready to unlock the possibilities of your lawn. Head to your local dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street, Kinston, for exceptional offers, expert advice, and a superior service.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384. For 40 years now, people throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond Gallery for all their jewelry needs for every special occasion. They understand that every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a wedding, anniversary, birthday, engagement, or graduation. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery custom design something for you. Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair in addition to their quality and selection of diamonds, diamond fashion bands, pendants, watches, earrings, gemstone rings, and necklaces for anyone for any occasion. Major credit cards accepted. Layaway available. Barnes Diamond Gallery offers appraisals and paid top market prices for gold and silver. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville. Open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday.
Attention property owners, are you fed up with bad tenants, under market rents, and late payments? At Fountain Management, we provide unrivaled levels of expertise and all the tools and services you need to make owning a rental property easy and profitable. Are you ready to talk about taking the management of your real estate investment to the next level? Well, contact us today. Fountain Management, 910-455-1609. We will make owning your rental property simple and rewarding.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want
want it painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
Piggly Wiggly Bulk Foods, now open, 149 Willis Parkway, just off Highway 17 North, past Kellum Loop Road, beside Sunbelt Equipment Rentals, right here in Jacksonville. Restaurants, food trucks, festival workers, party suppliers, vendors, government, schools, and families of all sizes stroll on down to Piggly Wiggly Bulk Foods and save. They have a huge selection of large pots and pans, plasticware in many shapes and sizes, trays, including takeout trays. Piggly Wiggly Bulk Foods has everyday grocery items such as Atkinson breaders and mixers, veggies, sauces, pudding, and beans. So if you need to buy in bulk for the long haul or everyday grocery items, Piggly Wiggly Bulk Foods will save you money. Piggly Wiggly Bulk Foods, brand new, 149 Willis Parkway, just off Highway 17 North, past Kellum Loop Road, beside Sunbelt Equipment Rentals, Jacksonville. Open 9 to 6, Monday through Friday, 92 on Saturdays. Phone 910-455-7800.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
I got another challenge I'm going to issue right now.
Okay, go listen.
I'm going to issue a challenge. I know this guy can play music. I know he can pick a guitar.
Yeah.
I know he can sing.
He's
'cause
good. I've heard
he
him
sounds
too.
great. Steve, are you there?
I'm here.
You're waiting for the challenge, and you're waiting with bated breath, aren't you? You're scared to death, I'm sure.
Okay.
Not Steve. He's not scared.
Yeah, he was apprehensive right there. Did you hear that?
Yeah, he's like, okay.
I challenge thee, Steve, to sign up for the Men Who Cook Salvation Army contest. Let's bring it on, bud. You can actually, now you want to win, get out there and sing some songs in addition to whatever you're
Well,
cooking.
that's part of the contest.
Sing a song about your cooking. You can write a song.
I was going to say, I don't really know how guitar skills would apply to the kitchen. I ain't quite come across that class yet. But
Well, I can help you out there.
But isn't that part of the contest?
You can. I know you write jingles because we got one. I know you can write stuff. So write a song that would be appropriate to something that you're cooking. How about scrambled eggs? I mean, I'm sure there's a song already about scrambled eggs. How about, something else?
Well,
I'm
that's
giving
part
him
of the
ideas.
contest
He's
is
thinking about it.
entertainment.
I know it is. That's part of it is entertainment.
That's right. You
These
could
girls,
win.
we're putting up a poll out there. These
Yeah.
girls going to do some pole dancing for me.
No, you could come in second place, Steve. You could come in second place.
Well, he could come in first place if he sings
All
right.
right, we're first.
Okay, what you
All right,
calling about,
all right.
Steve? Enough nonsense.
Hey, Steve, go
I
ahead.
got you. Hey guys, hope y'all having a good morning so far.
It's been froggy, but
I
it's
seen
good.
something yesterday that was a little disturbing to me. I wanted to share it with y'all
Okay.
and see if maybe y'all could explain it to me. But I feel like some people in their effort to be patriotic really miss the mark sometimes.
I do
seen
too.
a dump truck
Oh,
yesterday,
no doubt.
and you know the cover on the back that covers up the dirt.
Yes, which is required.
They had one that was an American. Right, they had one that was an American flag covering up the dirt in the back.
Mm.
I appreciate efforts, but their efforts.
Yeah,
they're,
no.
No, I don't
I'm
like
not
it.
trying to look down on them. I just
don't
think
like
they really missed the mark in their effort to be patriotic.
I have to agree with you, Steve.
Well, I still have problems with flag uniforms, not flag on a uniform.
Right.
At one time, they had an issue with that, and we actually the law enforcement community got that changed so they could wear, a flag decal on their uniform.
Right.
One time, you couldn't even do that, believe it or not.
Right.
It's desecration. But these people who will wear a uniform, a suit that looks like a flag. I don't like beach towels that look like a flag. I'm on your side there, Steve.
I'm glad I've never.
I don't
worn-
like swimming suits or clothing that, I don't mind a flag on clothing, but clothing that is actually looks like it's made out of the flag.
I don't
that
mind it
bothers
being
me.
red, white, and
It
blue.
might not be anything wrong with it, but it does bother me.
It bothers me. I don't mind it being red, white, and blue. I just don't want it to look like star stripes. I'm sorry.
I don't want to look like somebody cut a flag up and made it.
You got that right.
Exactly.
Okay, we
I-
agree
I-
again.
Yeah.
Dang it.
I'm glad I've never worn that one thing. It's like a vest, but it's real long and it resembles the flag. But I've gotten to where I quit wearing
I
that.
saw one of our former elected officials at an event one time wearing a shirt and pants that were made like the flag. High ranking.
I have to agree with you. I think, and at one
I've got
time,
pictures of it, and it still irritates me.
at one time, I probably would have said, "Yeah, it's cool," but no.
I was going
have
to say, in the
agree.
right setting, you know, like if somebody's dressed up at a patriotic event,
If
and,
they're like
you
Uncle
know,
Sam, if they're dressed up
kind of like Uncle Sam in it
yep,
a little bit,
different
you know what
story.
I mean?
Right.
That don't bother me quite so much, but like you say, just randomly at the beach, at Walmart, you know.
I appreciate the
yeah, I just-
patriotism, but I think that
I do.
when you take,
yeah.
we were
I
in.
think they're a little misguided.
Control it.
I was in one of the Veterans Day parades the GOP had entered, and we had gotten a float, and everybody was being very patriotic. When one of the members showed up with a flag that he draped around his body, and I was
Like a
like, "You're
blanket.
not wearing that," and he said, "Why?" I said, "Because it's kind of disrespectful
It's not a blanket.
to the flag to be wearing it as a kimono, you know, or whatever." I said, "Besides that," I said, "turn around and look at all these veterans standing staring at you."
Yeah, they might
You
drag
need to
that
take
thing
it
off
off.
of you and beat you with it or strangle you with it.
Right. And like I say, I understand the patriotism. I'm a very patriotic person.
There's overboard on anything, and
Yes.
some of it's misguided. Now, I'm sure the guy did not have any negative intentions, but he needs to think that one through.
So it was a regular type flag that he was using?
No, it was a cover that was probably made for that vehicle, right?
Yeah, it was one of the actual covers. So a company is making and selling these.
Yeah,
You know,
probably
it wasn't somebody
probably
just
made in
it.
Japan too, or
It
somewhere.
was a full size dump truck with the mechanical arm that brings the cover back.
Yeah,
If it was like a net and it was kind of like embossed in it, you know, to appear, I wouldn't have a problem with that.
It was like a net, but you could clearly see it was an American flag. I mean, it wasn't a mistake.
okay.
You could see it from a block away.
I'll applaud them for their.
all those covers mesh. They have to be.
Yeah,
That's kind of how they work. They keep the wind from blowing through them so hard.
I will applaud them for their efforts, but you know, and probably they had all the good intentions in the world, but you might want to rethink it.
Right.
Just me.
Right. It just,
It's
to me,
just
it's a
me and
bad
you.
optic, you know. But I've asked people before, did they know the code of conduct for the flag, and they're like, "What?"
Yeah,
You
yes,
know,
there
and
is
most
one.
Americans don't even know that there is. You know,
Y'all need to explore that
Very
one day. And
much.
those of you who put American flags up in your
Right.
yard need to
Yep.
explore that twice as much.
I'm going to look it up right now.
Because flying the flag without lights on it at nighttime,
I have a light.
from three sides.
Yes. Mine is well lit. In fact, it lights the neighbor's it lights up the neighbor's tree across the street.
Oh, wow,
It's a good
got
light.
one bright lights.
Yes.
Yeah. Mine's lit up, and it casts a big shadow across the yard.
Yes,
Yeah, big
yes.
huge shadow. It's
Look.
lit up from the top though, lighting down on it.
Right.
If my daddy ever thought I had my flag up and I wasn't displaying it right, he'd come down. Oh,
I understand.
Whew.
All right, Steve, we got to run for
I do it out of
commercials.
respect for my family who
Yes.
served under that flag. You know, I
Well,
try to treat it with respect.
We all serve under that flag. We reside under that flag. That flag is us'ns. They don't have whether you're military, prior military, or never military.
That's right. That's right.
All right. Well, there's a lot of reasons I like to respect it, but the ones that are in the front of the group is respect for my family.
No,
yes.
good for you.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And then the rest of the military who served behind them.
Yeah,
Right.
You got it. Steve-O, thank
Anyway,
you, sir.
I just wanted to share that this morning.
Thanks, Steve.
Anybody out there, think about it before you do an unusual display with the flag.
Now, he probably it's not his dump truck. It's probably the company's dump truck, so the company's the one doing it.
Well-
You know, it's okay. I understand that he's got to drive it.
Kudos
Yeah,
for being patriotic.
Right, and nothing against the people who are doing it. Like I say, I think they're doing
Right.
it with all the best intentions. I just don't think people really think some of these things through, and in their effort to be patriotic, they're being anything but.
Well, if you count
know,
the,
and
if
they
you
don't
count,
realize they're doing that, but
if,
if you don't tell people, they don't know.
if you get up there sometime and you count the number of stars and the number of stripes on it, and if they're off some, it's made in China. Got to go, Steve. Thank you, sir.
Y'all have a blessed day. Thank you for your time.
You're live in local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
If you are looking to purchase a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV without the high pressure, Onslow County Motor Company, 1630 Boulevard may be the dealership for you. At Onslow County Motor Company, they want to help you buy a car, truck, or SUV, not just sell you one. Buying a car, truck, or SUV should be enjoyable, and the folks at Onslow County Motor Company will do their best in making your car buying experience fun and relaxed. Check out their inventory online at ocmc.us or visit them at 1639 Lejeune Boulevard. All vehicles are hand-selected, and a standard warranty comes with most vehicles, with extended warranties available, and Carfax is free. Stop by and visit Ben, Brandon, Travis, or Terry. They will gladly answer all your questions about a particular model. Financing? Well, Zeke will finance most anybody. Great selection, great people. Onslow County Motor Company, 1639 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, where customers send their friends.
Call today, 910-355-7066.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full-color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
When you're shopping insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
David Hall, State Farm Agent, Jacksonville. Call today, 910-455-0440. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Drs. Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
Hi, my friend. It's your afternoon guy, Chris Hollywood Man, inviting you to join the Freedom Prize Patrol. That's us at Piggly Wiggly Bulk Foods right here in Jacksonville, just off of Highway 17 North past Kellenwood Road. Sunbelt Equipment Rentals. This coming Wednesday, 3 to 5, that's August the 28th. We'll be there live and we're going to feed you. How nice is that? Free hot dogs and drinks. And you and your families of all sizes are invited to come on out. Food truck owners, party suppliers, vendors, and more. Come see us. Check out the huge selection of items, including groceries and much, much more. Save money and hang out with Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back live on local Real Talk.
Yeah, that was quick.
You put your headphones on so you'll remember.
I know. I just realized you were back on. We were back on there.
We're back.
I found some interesting things about the flag. The flag should never be used as a receptacle for receiving, carrying, or delivering anything. The flag should never touch anything physically beneath it. And this is what I find interesting. An urban myth claimed that if the flag touched the ground, it had to be destroyed under the flag code. However, it has been affirmed by the American Legion and state governments that this is not the case. Now, here comes into play what we were just talking about. The flag should never be used as wearing apparel, bedding, or drapery. It should never be festooned, drawn back, nor up in folds, but always allowed to fall free. The flag should always be permitted to fall free. The flag should never be carried flat or horizontally. The flag should never be used for advertising purposes in any manner whatsoever. The flag should never have placed upon it, nor on any part of it, nor attached to any mark, insignia, letter, word, figure, design, picture, or drawing of any nature. And the flag should never be placed upside down except to signal distress or great danger.
Right. Yeah. We have there was lots of controversy going towards Myrtle Beach, and I think in Myrtle Beach and places all over the country.
Right.
That a lot of places have sign ordinances. They can't be over a certain size, right?
Right.
Well, these huge flags that people were flying were much larger than the sign ordinance would allow. But they said, this is an American flag. It is not advertising. We're not advertising anything.
Right.
There were battles in court over
Camping
that.
World, yes.
Yeah, that's one of them.
Yes.
But there were all sorts of battles for that whole deal. I don't, would you have put it there if you didn't have a business you were trying to attract attention for?
Oh, it depends on how patriotic you are. I mean, I have a flag.
I mean, that's would be a lot of people would do it for because they're patriotic.
I would pick a business displaying a U.S. flag outside over another business that didn't. Let's just say that. Yeah.
Okay.
I would do that.
Excellent. That's a good point.
But I will say that there's nothing more beautiful than be traveling on the interstate.
Oh, I know.
And near an exit where you have like a Camping World, for instance, or another one, and you have a flag that is like, it looks like 100 feet tall. With
as long as it is a U.S. flag.
Made in the United States. You know, that's all I buy now. Yeah. If I go to a certain big store here in town, a box store, and they have flags, relatively good price, I look and see who it's made by, and it doesn't say US of A, I don't buy it. I'll pay more if I have to.
Yeah, we just need to order them. Sometimes you can get them that way, made in the USA.
Yes. Yeah, there's a company, a USA flag company.
Tomorrow.
Yes,
we
tomorrow.
got Dr. Rosemary Stein at 7:30 in the morning.
Yes, and then shortly after her will be Mario Harris. He's with MENAC, which is mentoring every neighborhood and child. I think I got that.
I think that's pretty close.
He's written a book too.
Okay, good.
I
We'll
got the
talk
book.
to Mario
I have the
tomorrow
book.
morning about
Yes.
that. That's going to be about 7:45.
Yes.
And Dr. Rose is going to be at 7:30 in the morning. So
Yes.
we'll find out what's
If
ailing
you
people.
have a medical question, send us a note and we'll ask her.
Yeah, you got it. All right. Thank you all for listening, and thanks for your input. And, we're still working to get our telephone stuff back. Maybe I'll reach out there now that it's been over 3 weeks since they've had them in their possession. I got a confirmation about that. And let me call them and check and see what the status is.
Yeah, hopefully soon. But we'll make do with it then. We, busy company.
I got some concerns. I subscribe to the post office stuff.
Oh, the delivery info.
About delivery info.
Mhm.
Then I get one via text message that said, your package
Scam.
is still here and we can't do anything with it because it's got the wrong address on it. Yeah, whatever.
It's a scam.
I know. I didn't do anything with it. But then when I'm waiting for the package to come back and I haven't gotten it back yet, sometimes I wonder. So I'm now going to call them.
Yes, I don't blame you.
And if I can find the people who are doing that scamming, let's
We'll
just
add them
say-
to the list because there's quite a growing list of scammers right now. And we'll talk about Telegram tomorrow.
Telegram? Okay.
Mhm.
You're live and local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. At 10 o'clock this morning, we've got another dose of the Daily D's at 3 o'clock. Our buddy, Hollywood will be in the house spinning all the tunes that you like to hear. And right now, it's called Fox News Break.
WSME.